yeah, it's been exciting to discover what's under there, you know, and to find out, oh my, it's actually really good quality. It's got the vascular system has been illuminated by the blue stain, Ophiostoma for you scientists. The bark beetles didn't take this tree down, but it had beetle activity, and they live here. They excrete a fungus called Ophiostoma, vectors in, and it illuminates the blood vessels, if you will, the vascular system of the tree, so you can start to see there's radial and there's axial movement throughout the tree. Secondaries come in, flat-headed wood borer, and they work their way. They make bigger galleries than the beetles. But yeah, we dragged this log out, try not to hurt. We did a little damage, but as little as possible. Made the first cut, took the top off. There's a bunch of good wood in that too. And we built a rail for the chainsaw mill. We built it out of these 2x6 and a bunch of blocks, and we just screwed it together and leveled it with some strings, and those guys did such a good job. The wood was perfectly straight with the strings, and so this is straight. So now we ride, as you see up there, there's the chainsaw mill. We ride on the previous cut. Each cut will ride on the previous cut. So we're making a 3-inch slab and had a little malfunction, waiting for the mechanic who just rebuilt the saw, and he's gonna make it right, as he always does, Tony White. And then we'll keep going, and we'll just keep slabbing this, and it's 42 feet long. So it's too long for our sawmill by 2 feet, but we left it long because we're trying to get some 30-foot pieces. Now we have 42 feet to pick from, so if we hit some rot down in here, we can just move this way however many feet we need to and go 30 feet that way. But I have a feeling it's going to be 30 feet from this end to there, and it's going to be good all the way through. And we have 3 pieces of this spoken for, and so the rest we'll try to find homes for. But it's a ponderosa pine, and it fell over because a number of reasons. The stage was set years ago, but the last act was the installation of a new leach line right underneath, or right above the tree on the uphill side. It was trenched through, and a leach field was placed there, and so it lost a bunch of roots and it gained a bunch of moisture. And one morning, when everybody was tucked away in their beds, it fell over, and people were like, "What was that?" And they talked about it later, because I live not far from where the tree fell over. And the neighbor that lost the tree walked out, and he said, "It's really bright today," because the 3-foot, 4-foot diameter, 100-foot pine tree is not there. But
he didn't hear it then.
He didn't hear it. He heard something, but he wasn't sure. But Annalea heard it, the other neighbor, and she got up and she knew about it. And another one of the blessings here was that somebody decided they were going to make firewood out of this and hired somebody else to come do it, and they began to cut it, and as fate would have it, I was home. Rare for a workaholic, and I heard the saws and came running down. They bucked up about 10 feet of the log, and I know it's weird to think that was a blessing, but it was, because it was rotten to there. It was, when I said the stage had been set years ago, there was some injury to the trunk at the base, and you know, the wood that happened after the wound is great, but the wound that was present during the wound and prior got rotted away. So those guys came and they cut through the dirty part, because when it fell, the root structures pulled a whole bunch of dirt up and threw it over the trunk. And so those guys came and they dulled their saws on the rotten part. And I mean, I'm not happy that they dulled their saws, but I'm happy that I didn't. And she gets the firewood, so it's a win-win. And I didn't have to have a broken heart every time I cut, trying out, because I would have come from the big end until I hit sound wood, and it would have been 10 feet of broken heart and 3 dull chains or who knows what. So, and then there's another thing. When you ask for help from the trees, you surrender to, if you really want to work in the forest, and if you're that insane and you want to spend tons of money on equipment and get your butt kicked all the time, great. And if you ask for help, you get it. And the first day we were here, you couldn't even get up this road, and the road got graded. So I can get here in a Volkswagen now. The people that own the road that leads here had it graded so they could sell the property. So maybe we'll get it. Maybe we'll buy it. Steward the land here.